It is 9 to 6 here on ABC's Statewide Drive, and Jane Neild with you. Now, earlier today, we had a conversation with a couple of people. We spoke to a member of the Clunes Booktown Organisation Committee, and we also spoke to Gary Mitchell, who's looking for more volunteers for the Moe Agricultural Society. Gary really wants to get a local show off the ground, but they need those volunteers to make it happen. We're joined now by Geoff Sharp, who is the CEO of Volunteering Victoria. And volunteering, of course, Geoff, just so central to so many communities, especially regionally.
Indeed it is. And good afternoon to you and to all your listeners.
We spoke earlier to even a talkback caller, Michael, who called about the music we were talking about, who actually then admitted that volunteering had really changed his life in many ways. So let's just have a listen to what Michael said about his experience of volunteering.
When I was up in Queensland, I've been down here about 9 months. When I was up there, I was volunteering for the local community centre and some of the churches up there. But now I've got a medical condition and I can't do it anymore.
Would you encourage other people to volunteer, Michael? Like you've said, you've got a medical condition that's kind of made things difficult. I mean, who's going to replace you?
Look, I think it's just fantastic. You know, I regret I never got involved in it earlier, because you meet some incredible people who are there helping other people. And I've been looking in all the wrong places for friends, and they were there all the time.
So you think, Michael, volunteering can be a really good pathway to finding new actual friendships in a community?
Yeah, and you're doing something useful, you know.
Wonderful. That's Michael in Avoca, Geoff Sharp. He said that line. I love that there was friends there all the time. He just didn't quite know where to find them. Is that an experience you hear a lot about with volunteers?
Absolutely. And I mean, anyone who's volunteered, and around about 6 out of 10 Victorians actually volunteer semi-regularly. So this will come as no surprise to those who are listening. But if there's one way to feel really good about yourself, to connect with people, connect with the community, get involved in something that's bigger than yourself with people that have similar interests, then absolutely volunteering is something time and time again that really comes up. Yeah, in fact, I had one doctor joke to me that if he could write a prescription for people to go and volunteer, he would, just because of the benefits around mental health and connection and growing that sort of social inclusion and allowing people to be involved with their community. And, so many people, like if you've ever moved, like you can hear from my accent, I've moved, you go to a new community, a great way to get involved. You get out there and you volunteer, and it's a great way to get to know the community. And a lot of people know that intuitively. And, Michael's such a great example of what he got.
We might get you to step to the left, Geoff Sharp, because your line is a little bit ropey there. Geoff is the CEO of Volunteering Victoria. Geoff, people like Michael in Avoca have really wonderful, positive experiences. But like he said, he's got a medical condition and can't really commit as much as possible. Are we also seeing that where a generation of volunteers who have often kept communities really going are really starting to say, you know what, it's someone else's turn now? How do we get younger people into volunteering?
Well, there is a real challenge there, absolutely, especially in the regional communities. And in regional and rural, one of the things that we've identified is that, especially as our populations shift, then, it's actually really hard when you don't have as many young people in your community to actually, even those that are there, to get them to volunteer. But I will tell you a little secret. We've just been doing some research right across Victoria, our State of Volunteering report. Young people today are actually volunteering more than any other generation previously has volunteered. They participate at much higher levels, and they do a lot more volunteering than previous generations have. Yet their volunteering is a bit different, and how they volunteer and how they get involved is a bit different. So sometimes it's about us meeting them, not them meeting us where we are. And that can be a little bit challenging for some organizations and some groups.
Is there ways for organisations to get help if they realise that, look, most of our committee members are over 65, we do want to get younger people involved? Is there sort of a guideline or a path that organisations like Volunteering Victoria can actually help out with?
Yeah, look, there was a few years back a group of very smart people, I wasn't around then, but a group of very smart people got together and developed a thing called, it sounds a bit self-important, I got to admit, but it's called the National Standards for Volunteering Involvement. And but if you actually head to our website, which is volunteeringvictoria.org.au, and I'm not trying to do this as self-promotion, it's just genuinely there is information to help people out. You'll see on there under leading volunteers, the national standards, and you can go there and there's all of the information that all of the people who are leading volunteers, all the cheats and the tricks and the new ways of working that they have discovered that really work to help your volunteering program be exceptional, that's all included in there. There's techniques and tools and checklists. And we've even got a thing coming out next month called the Volunteering Life Cycle, which helps people to understand how people go through their volunteering involvement, how they get involved, what the different stages are, and how they can actually intervene. And that's really designed for really small organizations to just be a really useful tool that people can use. So all of that is there, plus there's more coming. We offer training. You can sign up for training on it if you're the sort of organization that can have someone, who can take the time to do some training, or if you just want to grab some of the tools, feel free. They're all there. That's why we put it all there. We want to make it as available as possible to make volunteering as excellent as possible for everyone, for the volunteer, for people who are leading the volunteers, often volunteers themselves, everyone, so that it's just really positive and it helps to grow our participation. Because, back to your opening question, volunteering isn't just essential to community. When we actually do things for other people because we care, because it's the good thing to do, that is community. Like, that is community at its very best. It's more than just the lifeblood of community. It is our very community. And so we want to protect and nurture volunteering in any way we can, and helping young people, helping old people, helping everyone in between people to participate in volunteering, to be enjoying interacting with other people, meeting people you wouldn't normally meeting people, as Michael said. I like that. I'm totally going to make that into a poster. Friends I just hadn't met yet.
But I didn't realize were there that I sort of had.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's just like, that's just brilliant. Hey, and the funny bit I read the other day was actually if you're a young man and you want to really go up the ranks on those dating apps, apparently if you put on that you're a volunteer, then it really puts your rating up.
Well,
I have no experience of that whatsoever. It's completely alien to me, but I had to laugh when someone told me that. I thought, oh yeah, good on you. That's the way to do it.
Hey, it would work for me. I think someone willing to put back into their community is a big green flag for me. Geoff, thank you so much.
Good on you. Thanks for the chat.
That's Geoff Sharp there, CEO of Volunteering Victoria. As Geoff said, all of the information as to how you can perhaps revitalise volunteering in your organisation, all on the Volunteering Victoria website. And then you heard it here first, perhaps even help you on the dating scene. If you volunteer, it does definitely indicate that you're willing to put in a little bit of hard work and gain something from your involvement in the community. That is almost it for us this evening. We did get a text. How about petrol money gifts for volunteers? Many are on pensions and it costs to travel to volunteer. I think that would be absolutely well worth exploring. I'm Jane Nield. It has been wonderful to have your company, filling in for Prue Bentley, wishing her the best and hopefully back with us tomorrow.